Assalamu alaikum grade 10 students, hope this video finds you well. Today we will be speaking about the thyroid gland, but first of all we will be solving the application related to the pancreas from previous time. The pancreas secretes a hormone which is called insulin that controls the level of glucose in the blood. So we have a hormone called insulin that regulates the blood glucose in the blood. Actually, it's used in case of high blood sugar, and in the case of hyperglycemia, where it decreases the percentage of glucose in the blood. To understand the role of the pancreas, we have an experiment carried out on dogs. In experiment 1 شو عملنا? After the pancreas removal of a dog, so we brought a dog and we removed its pancreas, and we noticed that the blood glucose levels rise and do not return to the normal value, and this animal dies after a few days. So this blood glucose level increases, it doesn't go back to the normal value, leading to the death of this dog few days later. So first of all, let's see what's here in the document. We have the variation of the blood glucose in gram per liter as a function of time. You can see between 0 and 2 hours the blood glucose was constant at 1 gram per liter. Upon the pancreas removal at time equal 2 hours, the blood glucose increases rapidly till it reaches a value of 4 gram per liter at time equal 7 hours and remains constant between 7 and 8 hours at 4 gram per liter. So we can say in this case, the pancreas removal caused the increase in the blood sugar. So first of all, draw a table showing the results presented in document 2. The table, we will be having this table. هلا very important to mention بهالحالة إنه بالتable إنه everything that appears on the graph has to be appearing on the table. يعني التable عندي بهيدي الحالة على time equal 2 hours. يلا على time equal 2 hours there is pancreas removal, so it has to be mentioned on the table. Okay, so once we draw a table we have to be writing a title. شو التايتل لهيدي التable؟ It's a table showing the variation of blood glucose in gram per liter as a function of time in hours. Okay. Heading 1. To interpret the results obtained in document 2. Interpretation. When the action verb is interpret, we have first of all to be making an analysis followed by giving a significance. So let's analyze. Between 0 and 2 hours, glycemia was constant at 2 gram per liter. gram per liter. Okay, هلا upon the pancreas removal at 2 hours, the blood glucose increases gradually to reach 4 gram per liter as time reaches 7 hours and remains constant at this value between 7 and 8 hours. Okay, significance. This means that the pancreas is responsible for lowering the blood sugar. مش بس lowering and maintaining the blood sugar على normal values, for lowering blood sugar and maintaining it to the normal value. Okay, بنكفي. 3. To understand the mode of action of the pancreas, 2 experiments were carried out. Experiment 1, the pancreas was transplanted to the abdomen of a diabetic dog. So we have a diabetic dog, يعني a dog suffering from diabetes اللي هو مرض السكري that has undergone pancreas removal. يعني في عندي a diabetic dog with no pancreas، نشيل البنكرياس تاعيله and he is suffering from diabetes. عملنا له transplantation of a pancreas in the abdomen. Transplantation it means grafting، يعني زرعنا له بنكرياس من أول وجديد. زرعت له بنكرياس so we noted that the blood glucose levels decrease rapidly and they return to the normal values. يعني هيدا البنكرياس it works once إنه as it's returning the glucose to its normal value، يعني it's doing its function وبالتالي it's working. كيف it's working هالمرة even though عم تنشال وعم ينعمل لها transplantation، لأنه بدي استنتج أنا بالآخر إنه هي it's an endocrine gland لأنه it makes communication through the blood regardless of its location in the body. بالإكسبيرمنت 3 كمان diabetic dog is injected by the extract of the pancreas. عطيتهم الأكستراكت للبنكرياس يعني the juices and the hormones secreted by the pancreas اللي أهم شي ضوالي قال لي rich in insulin، يعني I'm interested in the insulin حصرا مش أي شيء تاني and the blood glucose decreases rapidly and returns to normal. So أنا اللي بدي استنتج from this experiment that the pancreas is an endocrine gland makes communication through the blood through its hormones. ليش؟ لأنه once أنا عطيت هيدي البنكرياتيك extract it works، أو إذا أنا شلتها وعملت لها transplantation بمحل تاني also it's working. So show that the pancreas is an endocrine gland. فأنا بدي برهن إنه البنكرياس is an endocrine gland. فأول شيء بدي بلش بالlogical reasoning، بدي أدخل acquired knowledge وبعدين بدي أعمل linking to the results. أول شيء logical reasoning لأنه من experiments 2 والexperiments 3. From experiments 2 and 3 the pancreas regulates. I will be removing this. Okay, regulates glucose to its normal value بالحالتين after its transplantation in the abdomen and injecting its extract respectively. So this is the logical reasoning. The acquired knowledge, it's making a connection or communication through the blood through its hormones اللي بيهمني بهذا السؤال and especially insulin. Hence, pancreas is an endocrine gland. Okay, that's all. So let's move now to the new chapter. The new chapter is entitled by the thyroid gland, which is a butterfly-shaped endocrine gland located in the neck. So its type is an endocrine gland. It has a butterfly shape and it's located in the neck. It's located in front of the trachea. So this is the trachea and this is the thyroid gland. It has a butterfly shape. As it's a thyroid gland, يعني it's an endocrine gland, so it will be producing hormones, actually 2 hormones اللي هن T3 and T4. The production of these hormones need the presence of iodine. يعني my body in order to be producing this hormone اللي هن these hormones اللي هن T3 and T4 need to be having sufficient quantities of T3 of iodine. Okay, so in order to produce T3 and T4 your body needs to be having a sufficient quantities of iodine. Okay, yeah. So the main functions of the thyroid gland. The thyroid gland, first of all, it regulates metabolism, عملية الحرق, how the body uses energy. يعني our body, if it's using excess energy or low energy, it depends. One of the causes is the thyroid gland. Second, it controls the body temperature, tries to regulate it at a value of 37 degrees Celsius. Third, it supports growth and development, يعني له علاقة بالheight of the individual, بالbody shape of the individual, especially in the children. It regulates heart rate, دقات القلب, and it influences the nervous system activity, يعني how the nervous system is working. So how the thyroid hormones اللي هن هيدي هي thyroid gland. هيدي thyroid gland will be secreting the thyroid hormones اللي هن T3 and T4. T3 and T4 will be affecting all of these: the brain development, the heart rate, the breathing, the body temperature, body weight, إلى آخره. All these are affected by the function of the thyroid gland upon the secretion of its hormones T3 and T4. So the thyroid gland secretes these two hormones and send them to the target organs to be acting on. For sure, there are certain types of thyroid diseases. So, many types. First of all, there is a hypothyroidism, which is the underactive thyroid. يعني the thyroid gland is not working properly. The second one is the hyperthyroidism, overactive thyroid. Thyroid gland is acting more than needed. Third one is the goiter, which is the enlargement in the size of the thyroid gland, the thyroid nodules, and the thyroid cancer. We are interested only in two types of the thyroid diseases, which are the hypothyroidism, the underactive thyroid, and the hyperthyroidism, which is the overactive thyroid. So the hypothyroidism حنبلش فيها وبعدين we will be deducing from it the hyperthyroidism. It's a condition where the thyroid gland is producing low levels of thyroid hormone. So the function of the thyroid gland is to produce the hormones اللي هنا T3 and T4. T3 and T4 will be affecting many other organs. So if you are having a state of hypothyroidism, it means that our thyroid gland is not producing a sufficient amount of these hormones اللي هنا thyroid hormones. Many causes are for this condition, but the main and it could be due to an autoimmune disease, surgery in the thyroid gland, its removal at all, types of medications taken, but the main cause هو lack of iodine. Since, if you remember by the beginning, we said that the production of these two hormones need the presence of iodine, so it could be related to the lack of iodine. The symptoms, first of all, fatigue and weakness, weight gain, يعني الشخص بيكون في عنده low metabolism, حرق قليل وبالتالي الوزن بيكون كبير. Cold intolerance, يعني the body temperature is high. slow heart rate, يعني الهارت ريت بتكون دقات القلب بتكون بطيئة. dry skin and hair, a state of depression and delayed growth. الجروث بيكون خفيف. الهايبرثايرودism رح نلاقيها بالعكس. أول شيء it's a condition where the thyroid gland is producing excess of the thyroid hormones. الكوزز ممكن يكون كمان autoimmune disease, thyroid nodules, بس كمان الأساس إنه نركز عليها هو the excess iodine intake، يعني في كمية ايودين كبيرة. كسيمتومز هون حيكون عندي weight gain بينما هون weight loss، لأنه هذا الشخص كتير عنده الميتابوليزم عالي وبالتالي بيحرق كتير. هون حيكون عندي cold intolerance بينما هون heat intolerance. الهارت ريت هون حتكون slow بينما هون حتكون high. بالنسبة للنيرفس سيستم هون حيكون في عندي هيك depression، هون حيكون في عندي nervousness وanxiety وبيوصل للlevel of tremors يعني الرجفة. هون في عندي كمان increased sweating and overactivity. So hypothyroidism is the condition caused by the production of low amounts of thyroid hormones T3 and T4. Hyperthyroidism is the condition caused by the production of high amounts of the thyroid hormones T3 and T4. عملنا هون مثل comparative table between hypothyroidism and hyperthyroidism. It facilitates لحتى أنا أقدر أعمل هيدي الكومباريزن. أول شيء قلنا بالنسبة للكوز هون إنه في عندي low amounts of the hormones produced، هون العكس حتكون أكتر. الهارت ريت هون slow هون fast. The development هون حتكون delayed بينما هون حتكون كتير accelerated وسريعة. هون النيرفس سيستم حيكون في عندي a state of depression and low activity بينما هونيك anxiety and high activity. The metabolism حتكون decreased فحيكون في عندي high blood weight بينما هون حتكون increased فحيكون في عندي low blood weight. The temperature هون cold intolerance فبيكون low body temperature بينما هون في عندي high body temperature. The very important point to mention is the treatment. بما أنه أنا when I'm speaking speaking about hypothyroidism. يعني this individual is not producing a sufficient quantity of T3 and T4, and these hormones, in order to be produced, need the presence of iodine. So منطقيا it could be as a treatment to provide iodine sources such as iodized salt يعني الملح الميود أو sea fish يعني الفيش exclusively coming from the sea لأنه they contain high iodine percentages. بينما الهايبرثايرودism most of the cases بيكون treatment عبارة عن medicine. Okay, that's all related. This is an application to be solved next time if God wills. Stay safe and keep learning.